So here we go. I have my sawhorses. And yes, if you look at those really closely, they look like pieces of wood off of a pallet. And they are. Those are sawhorses that I made from broke up pallets. And they work excellent. I've had those sawhorses for probably about 7 years now. And I actually made another set and ended up gifting those to a friend. He needed sawhorses for a project, and I gifted him. I said, here, you can borrow these, and then I just never asked for them back. So it's just kind of how I am anyway. I didn't pay anything except for a couple screws to screw them together, so I don't really worry about stuff like that. That's just how I am. All right, so all of this stuff that I'm making out of this is stuff that I have paid zero money for, other than the sawhorses. Like I said, I did have to pay for some of the screws that I put in them. But other than that, I paid $0 for all of this stuff. So underneath these pallets, I just have 2 pieces of metal. If I can pick that pallet up all the way. I have one back there and one up here. Running the whole length. It's the pieces of metal are a little bit shorter than those 3 pallets, but it's enough to get 2 stringers on and then the last stringer is about half the way off, just like that. This is the same way. And I don't know if you guys can guess what it is yet or not, but this is going to be a drying table for grass that I'm going to collect from various places on my property. I don't have a field to go get the grass out of. In years past, I was able to get them from a field that was right next to where I worked. But since I don't work at that location anymore, I don't even bother asking. I probably could. I know the owner of the property. We're pretty good friends, but yeah, I just don't feel comfortable asking for favors if I'm not working for him. It just doesn't feel right to me. I'll figure out some other way. But I do have a couple places on my property to get some. And then right down by the road, I know they don't spray. I'll show you. So I have this little hill right here, and there are weeds and stuff because it's just natural. But there's quite a bit of grass right there that I can get. And if I cut it now, I can get a second cutting. It goes back. That little pile of grass goes back a ways. And if I cut it now, I can get a second cutting off of it. And if I just walk back here on my logs, see, there's more grass back there. Not a whole lot of grass, but a little bit. I've always wanted to clear a little bit of, there's some more grass right there. I've always wanted to clear a little bit of my property just to grow the grass, but I just haven't gotten around to it. So I know Kara has already got this middle once, but both sides of the driveway, I can go through and cut it down. And I want to do it before, like the middle has already gone to seed. And I want to do this outside before it goes to seed. So I'm thinking I'll get down here tonight and get this cut, get it on that drying table and get it covered up so that in case it rains, And then grass along the borrow pit right here isn't as good as it normally is. I think a lot of that has to do with just the lack of rain. We just haven't had any rain yet. I'm pretty sure once it rains, grass is just going to shoot up. But there is some grass here. So I'll collect it up what I can. And I do have my eyes and ears out for a field to get some grass. And I'll just go mow it with, by hand. I always cut it by hand, just get a pair of, I have a little handheld scythe, just a little one. For cutting grass, you just grab the grass, real quick. I'll grab it and I'll show you what it looks like. It's just a small handheld one. It does a pretty good job though. It was really cheap. I can't even remember where I got them, but I think I paid $1 a piece for them, and I think I bought like 5 of them at the time. So, yep, I just end up grabbing a handful, and then I'll but it cuts it off so that it'll still grow up. And towards the end of the year, I just let it all go to seed so that next year I have even more grass, hopefully. I just go through an area. And I don't care if I get some weeds in on it. I don't want to cut any of the raspberry bushes if I can help it. Just like that. Yep, it's got a raspberry bush. Oh well. See what I have so far. So that's the first little pile. And down here, I still can get back into there. The mosquitoes are just irritating me way too much. Right now I need to wait till the heat of the day to do that. Won't be nearly as bad then. So I'll probably do that when I get home tomorrow. So there's next pile. I have one pile there. So I did this strip right down the side. I did the middle pretty good. I didn't get everything, but I don't want to get everything because I kind of want some of it to go to seed. So there's a pile, another pile. There's a pile. Just kind of right along the nice little piles. Be able to pick up real easy. You know, it's all cleared up now. And I did take some of the roots, but most of it I didn't get the roots. So they'll grow again. It'll grow back. And got this. Whew. All right, so this is the amount of grass that I was able to get harvested today. It's just a thin layer. Not very thick at all. Just a thin layer on there. But it's a fair amount. It's not bad. Just let it dry out. I have some garage doors. If I believe it's going to get windy or going to rain, I will put those on top of it so that I can keep it somewhat dry. I'll just put bricks on the corners and just set at least set some tin on top to keep it dry. But at this point, I just want as much air to hit it as possible. So, thank you for watching this edition of Not So Remote Alaska. And until next time, may God bless and keep each and every one of you. And with that, I'm out.